A lot of families we see are trying to figure out how to pay for college. The reality is that most people come to us, though, when their kids are juniors or seniors in high school, and they're freaking out because the kid wants to go to a very, very expensive university, and they have no idea how they're going to pay for it. They look online, they see that tuition, total cost of attendance is $56,000 a year, tuition is $42,000 a year, and they're freaking out about how they can pay for it. We could have a 2-hour-long discussion on this. I've been writing a book called Paying Less for College, and I've ghostwritten a couple other shorter books. But a bottom line, I'll give you a few really good tips here. The first is that if you want to get the maximum amount of money, go to a college where, I'm speaking to kids now, but also parents, where you're going to be in the top 10% of applicants that are applying. If you're in the top 10% of applicants that are applying, you will get more money. Now, most parents, especially in affluent communities, all want their kids to go to the top 50 or so name brand schools that they know of. I went to Yale. I was driven the same way. I want to go to the best college out there. I want to go to Harvard or Yale or Princeton. But there's a lot of research out lately that suggests that there is no correlation between the rank of a school and long-term happiness and well-being. So maybe you'll be richer because you'll have better connections or get some kind of better education, maybe at an Ivy League school. But you also may be very miserable. Just because you go there doesn't mean you're going to be happier. And trust me, I've met a lot of people that went to work on Wall Street and in law firms in New York and became doctors who just are very unhappy with their lives because they took that track. So go to a school where you're in the top percent, not in the middle or bottom percent or even like the 25th or 30th percentile. That's tip number one. Here's another interesting thing. When you look online, most colleges look very, very expensive. What you don't know and what nobody's telling you is that the average discount rate, the amount of money that they're actually going to end up charging you, is usually about 50% of what is advertised. Why is that? Well, it's a couple different reasons, but one reason in particular, a sneaky reason, is that a lot of colleges pump up their prices. They want to look like they're on the level of Harvard or Princeton or Yale. Columbia was infamous for doing this. They pump up their prices so they can look like they're really good, but they're really going to slash the price. It's kind of like stores do around Christmas. They pump up the prices and then they say Christmas discount 20%. Colleges are doing that too. So don't believe the price that you see online. A third tip is that there are a number of different kinds of scholarship programs where you can lock in tuition discounts. One, I've put up a website that has a couple of these on there. One is called a Sage Scholars Tuition Rewards Program. In that particular program, you can earn reductions in your tuition spread across 4 years by doing certain things. And this is parents that can earn this kind of college tuition reduction. They can earn it from having their money at a certain bank, buying certain kinds of insurance, going and investing with certain kinds of financial institutions, aligning with certain accountants, doing certain kinds of college admissions, courses in planning. So all these things that they do, parents can get credits towards college tuition. And the really cool thing is that they can use those credits for any child that they're related to. The secret to this program is that if you go to a bank and they enroll you in the tuition rewards program, you'll earn, a very little bit of money, and say you earn, $8,000 off tuition. Well, spread across 4 years, that is $2,000 per year. If you remember what I just said a minute ago, colleges are going to discount that much off anyway, easily. They're going to probably give you $10,000 a year, or just about $10,000 a year off tuition to anybody that applies. So it's no skin on their nose to promise that they can give you, $2,000 or $3,000 guaranteed. If you really want to max out that program by getting the most college tuition discounts possible, you have all your relatives sign up for the program and sponsor the same kid, and then you go and look at their investments and retirement monies. There are a few different providers that will credit you, it's a little tricky to say, 5% of your investments as tuition discounts per year. So if you have $100,000 invested, every year you'll earn $5,000 in tuition discounts that can be given to any kid you're related to. We have a doctor who has a $3 million annuity. That's going to accrue sick amounts of college tuition discounts every year. The second thing, we can do a whole video on that. The second program is called Raise Me. In this program, students open accounts and they get college tuition discounts for everything they do. A's, B's, art classes, sports, leadership roles, community service activities, and even activities where they're applying to college, which is, here's another little interesting tidbit. The biggest predictor of whether a kid will go to a college is whether they visit it or not. And most kids make a decision on going to college based on how they felt and what they looked at when they visited at a university. Isn't that interesting? So this program Raise Me, a number of colleges will give $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 in tuition discounts just for the kid visiting their college. They have to prove it, but they're willing to give that up because they know that the kids are so much more likely to go visit. That, interestingly, is, by the way, why colleges cost so much today. They cost so much because students and some parents make the decision on where the kid goes based on what the college looks like. And so every college is essentially in an arms race to build nicer and nicer rec halls, nicer and nicer dorms, nicer and nicer campuses that may or may not have anything to do with education. There are very few colleges and some sites like Khan Academy Online which just provide education. All this, huge growth in college costs has to do with the other aspects of the experience that are not related to education and essentially marketing by building bigger and better facilities. So there's a lot that goes on with college funding and tuitions and admissions. I sat on the Yale Alumni Committee that interviewed kids applying to Yale. So I got a lot of experience in that area. A lot of my family members in the educational arena. So if you have any questions about applying to college, dealing with financial aid, protecting your assets, developing college funding plans, feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to help you.